Hey guys, it's Brittany Taylor coming to you live, and my hair is like super greasy and I need to wash it, so I'm probably going to be touching it a lot and looking at it just in disgust throughout this live stream. And I'm super excited to talk about this topic, you guys, because knowing this, and this is not something that I just invented, this is actually a concept from Abraham Hicks, and I have the book right here that I learned it from probably 2 years ago is when I first read this book. And this concept will really change your life, okay? Because one of the major sources of suffering for the humans of this planet is the belief that we have to convince other people of what we believe, because what we believe is the right way or the right thing to believe, okay? And yeah, say hi when you pop on, guys. Hi, Matthew. So this belief that there is one right way to believe, okay, is the cause of so much unnecessary suffering and drama, you guys. And so I'm really excited to talk about this. And it's so good and it's so valuable that we believe different things on this planet, okay? Because first of all, you can't hear me. That doesn't make sense. I'm not doing anything different. Can everybody else hear me okay? So firstly, hi Dave. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so there's not one right way to believe, you guys. Hi Carolyn. There's not one right way, okay? And that's okay, because just think about this for a second. What if we lived in a world where absolutely everybody just agreed on everything, okay? Like, so you said something and someone said, wow, I totally agree with everything you said. Okay, how would conversations go? They would be a lot quicker. Maybe there would be a lot less talking, but it would be incredibly boring. And you know what the worst part of it would be is that no new ideas would be born. There would be no new expansion. There would be no new inventions. There would be no new thoughts, okay, about anything if everybody just agreed on everything and that was the end of it, okay? And it would be an incredibly boring place, okay? And you wouldn't want to live in this boring world. But we act like that's the way that it should be. That we should all have this set of beliefs. This is the right way to do it, okay? And if you don't like my way of doing it, I am going to convince you, which doesn't ever work. Hi, Eric. You can't ever really convince someone of anything, okay, you guys? Because all of our beliefs are actually mostly developed, you know, from our subconscious mind before the age of like 10 years old. So what we believe about the world, we already fucking believe already. Hey, Allison. So you can go ahead and try to convince people, but how is that going for you? It usually doesn't work very well because people are so strong in what they believe already. So here's the thing, like when I do my posting and stuff, I do have some controversial ideas about things, and I know many people disagree with me on many of the things that I believe, and that's totally okay. Like, I do not want anybody to believe what I believe if they don't want to. Like, oh my God, like, please believe your own beliefs. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I don't write posts, I don't do videos to convince you of anything. I do videos because it's my soul being expressed. And if there's people that already believe the same things as me, okay, they already sort of believe the same things about life, they're gonna like my posts and become one of my fans or maybe one of my clients. But if there's people that don't believe the same things as me, they don't have the same worldview, they're not gonna like my posts and they will never become one of my clients, okay? And it's not that I'm not marketing to people that don't believe the things that I believe. And you shouldn't be either. So if you're spending a lot of time convincing people of the rightness of your beliefs and what you're teaching, you're wasting a fuckload of time, because those people will never hear you and they will never be your clients, and possibly, well, they can be your friends. See, and because this is what I believe too. We can actually live in peace and harmony. Hello, mother. In peace and harmony with a vast majority of people who believe a vast majority of different things than us, okay? And this is actually a beautiful thing when you allow yourself to do this. So I'll give an example, you guys. So let's take an example of like a family that goes to church, okay? So there's 4 kids in this family, and you know, the parents are very much into church, okay? Nothing wrong with that. I don't particularly go to church, okay? But I have no problem with anybody who goes to church if they like going to church, right? So, there's this family, okay? 4 children. They go to church. Brother Billy loves going to church. It gives him faith in life. It gives him something to look forward to every Sunday. It gives him time to spend with family. He thinks it's great. Good, okay? Billy is a go for church. Second kid, brother Joey, okay? Joey does not like going to church, okay? And he feels like it's annoying and a waste of time. So when Billy grows up, he knows the first thing that he's gonna do when he leaves the household is stop going to motherfucking church. Okay, that's okay. And then we have a couple other kids who maybe don't really have strong beliefs about it either way. What can often happen is like, this will cause a huge family dispute when really it doesn't have to, because we can all just agree that, you know, what was the first kid's name? Billy likes church, okay? And he can continue to go to church with his family until, you know, he gets old, and then he brings his kids to church. But the second kid, Joey, he doesn't want to go. And if the rest of the family would just accept the fact that Joey has some different beliefs and doesn't want to go to frickin' church, they can all just get along the exact same way. They can all love each other the exact same way. He just won't come to church, okay? You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be some big thing, right? Hi, Michael. So, but what often happens is Joey says, you know, I don't want to go to church. And then it creates this huge, like, family fight, because the belief is that this is the belief that you must believe in order to be good, or this is the only way, or whatever. And so for Joey to be breaking out of the system, he's therefore wrong or bad, and we must shame him, which actually might hurt him, but you know who it's hurting a lot more? The people that are shaming him. So the rest of the family, if they're shaming him for not wanting to go to church. Because when you're shaming someone, you're not loving them, so it feels shitty for you. Okay? Jimmy, did I even invent Jimmy? I only named the first 2 kids and then I got bored. But does that make sense, you guys? So all of this time you could have spent loving someone who has a different belief system than you is being spent shaming them, or even worse, trying to convince them that your belief is the right belief, which is never going to get inside of their brain anyways, because they've already decided what they believe about life, okay? People aren't walking around unsure of what they believe about life, thinking, wow, I just wish someone could put their beliefs in my brain so that I can have some clarity here. I mean, maybe in some cases with some certain personal development things, people are walking around looking for advice givers. But usually, people already have a pretty strong idea of what they believe about life from a very young age. I know that I did. My beliefs haven't changed at all. Like, from the time I was 5 years old, I still believe the same things that I believe. It didn't matter who made me go to church or who made me do anything that they were trying to get me to do to believe some certain thing. It never worked because I already had my beliefs in place when I was very young. And most people do, okay? And sure, some people like to try out different things, but generally, We already know what we believe. And the second that you come out of your center to try to convince someone that your belief is right, you're actually just going to piss them off, okay? Because they don't want to be taught that your belief is right, because they probably think that their belief is right. And if we could just allow everybody the freedom to believe what they believe without judging or condemning them for it, the world would be a lot more of a peaceful place. Because there's people that are actually, you know, starting wars based on, you know, believing different things, when really it's just as simple as thinking, well, that person believes that, I don't really believe that, but it's their freedom to believe that, and I'm just gonna walk away. And like, it's so much better to be that way, you guys, honestly. Because I used to think that I had to convince people of things too. We all sort of go through this, and I see people doing this all the time. You know, convincing people of the right way to live. We are never, as a human species, going to collectively agree on what is the right way to live, or what is the right way to do relationships, or, you know, like the right political party. What is the right political belief to have? That shit gets people really good. That's something that you should just stop talking about forever and keep to yourself, because people are not going to be convinced to join your party from theirs. It's just, it won't happen, okay? And it's pointless to try, and it's a total waste of time. But I do understand there are some people who enjoy debate and enjoy arguing and stuff like that, and that's totally fine if you can do it from a place of centeredness and like joy. Like maybe you love to fight for your political party and you love to argue with people about it, and it gives you a sense of satisfaction. Go for it then, that's awesome. But if you hate it and it brings you down and it makes you think that the other humans are so stupid and it makes you wish you weren't even on this planet, don't partake in the argument, because it is bringing you down. And just, you know, stand confident and strong in your own beliefs. You don't have to share them with other people, right? And I mean, I'm using this online platform to, you know, heal and help as many people as I possibly can. But I in no way, shape, or form think that I'm going to help everybody, because there's only going to be a certain amount of people who are even able to hear what I'm saying. Okay, so here's another thing too. We attract people that are like us. Okay, so if someone is on a really strong, joyful vibration, okay, but we haven't been in joy lately. We've been over on the misery train, and then this person is over here preaching about joy and happiness. We're gonna think what they're saying is crazy. We're gonna think what they're saying is actually complete bullshit, because they're over here in joy, preaching joy, and we're over here in misery. The stuff that the joy person is saying doesn't even make any sense. But it's not that it doesn't actually make sense, it's because we are not vibrationally able to even hear them. So most of the people that you're arguing with on the internet about shit, or in real life you're arguing about politics, you're not even on the same vibrational frequency as the people that you're arguing with, so they literally don't hear anything that you say. And this is why it's so funny to read arguments online and stuff, because the people arguing, they literally don't hear each other. And you can see this repeatedly. You see people, have you guys noticed this? Like when you're reading people arguing online or you're hearing it, people don't even hear what the other person's saying. Like they'll say something and then they'll be like, I just said that. That's not what I'm saying. Well, I'm saying this. And like they might actually come to a point where they're actually saying the exact same thing and they're in agreement like with what they're saying, but they're still fighting because they're so not vibrationally aligned with the other person that it's like they're not even speaking the same language, okay? So Michael says yes. So the language that I'm speaking is joy and freedom and living your best life, okay? The people that are too far gone in misery and despair are never going to even hear a word of what I'm saying, and I'm not going to be able to help them unless they, find a like vibration with me and are able to hop on board, which is possible. But usually you're not going to be able to talk to everybody, okay? And if you preach joy and you preach living a good life, the people that think life is fucking shitty are going to think you're fucking nuts, okay? And excuse my language, but like that's the actual fucking truth, okay? Like, if you are a person who thinks that you came for the joy of living, and you agree that life is supposed to be good, you might hear some of what I'm saying and think, oh yeah, that's great. But it's not because I have a different belief than you, it's because you already believe that. You already believe that life is supposed to be good and that we came for the joy of living. But if you didn't, you would think what I was saying was stupid. You'd be like, no, life is misery, life is pain, life is suffering. And you wouldn't hear a word of what I'm saying, which is fine, because you're not gonna buy my shit anyways. And you wouldn't, even if you did buy one of my courses or buy one of my sessions, you wouldn't even allow yourself to be helped by it. So like, I don't want you to go out there thinking that you are so powerful that you can help everyone. Because I thought this, and it's total bullshit. You cannot help everyone. You can only help the people that are ready for what you have to say, okay? And it might seem like for a while that's not very many people, because you could be like a new age next level leader. You could be a revolutionary. And, you know, Michael says it's the truth. Yeah, and like, I love talking about it. I'm super fired up. Can you guys tell that this fires me right up? Because I just, like, I've been surrounded my entire life with people that don't believe the same things as me. Did that stop me from loving them? No, because I love everyone. I love humanity. I love every person that I meet. Like, I love everybody in my online community. I love all of you guys, even when you're disagreeing with me and thinking my ideas are crazy. I fucking love you too, because you're just not ready to hear what I'm saying yet, and that's totally fine. Like, if my 15-year-old self were to read my motivational posts now, I would probably be like, no, Brittany, like, my life's hard. Like, don't you know all the fucking struggling and suffering and the divorce that happened when you were 3? And like, maybe you should just go snort coke on the weekend with your partying friends, because life is never going to be good for you. That's how I would have reacted to my posts when I wasn't ready to hear them. But obviously I've grown and I've become who I really am now. And now I'm ready for my own message. But I wouldn't have been ready to hear it at that point. And like, so that's the way that I see it when people don't agree with my message. It's not like I need to convince 15-year-old Brittany, like, hey, life is good. You shouldn't be wasting it doing this stupid ass shit that you're doing and being miserable when, you know, your life's actually good. I would have just been like, shut up. But now I'm a totally different person. So like, for me, it's just like everybody is at a different stage of life, and that is like totally okay. And trying to convince anyone of anything is totally counterproductive. It's never going to work. It's actually a waste of your time. It takes you out of your center. It takes you out of your joy. And unless you're the kind of person that enjoys debating and you can do it from a place of like clarity and like joy, I would recommend just totally staying out of it and allowing like people in your family to believe different things than you. That's a great one, because usually we have some different belief systems with people in our family, and that causes a lot of fights around Christmas time too, or Thanksgiving, right? Like, we have like the political debates at home, like people going home for Christmas or whatever. Like, just like, don't even talk about the shit that you believe, like, with your family. Why don't you just talk about the stuff that you love about each other? Why don't you just focus on how you love them and what you have in common with those people? Because guaranteed you have something in common with everybody in your family or everybody in your life. And you can talk about that rather than talking about the stuff that you violently disagree on, because that's only going to bring you into this state of like fighting and then like total like powerlessness, because you can't convince anyone of anything, okay? People already believe what they fucking believe. And just let go of the idea that they're going to jump ship and start believing what you believe, because it's never going to work. That was a good rant. It was like really good. I'm like so proud of myself. Hi, Sam. It's not a dress, it's a shirt. And I love this velvet material, you guys. So anyways, this is the book that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. It's called The Vortex by Abraham Hicks. I've read it probably 4 times all the way through. It's one of those books that you just absorb something new every time you read it. And one of the things, I actually had this page folded. Before today, I had it folded, okay? So I didn't know that I was going to do this live stream, and I opened up the book, and it was the exact page that I wanted to show you guys, just so you can have a clearer understanding of what I'm saying. So, okay. By the way, this is the relationship book by Abraham Hicks. So if you're wanting to have more harmony in your relationships, pick up this book, okay? Oh my God, Katrina Ruth just sent me a message. She's like my favorite person ever. Yay! Okay. So this is the flawed premise that I've been explaining to you guys. Hey, Rob. This is the flawed premise that I've been explaining to you guys, okay? That humans have, okay? This is where we're flawed in our thinking, you guys, okay? According to this book. And obviously, this is just another belief, too. So my belief that we should all just allow each other to believe differently is obviously another belief that you can choose to believe if you want to. So, obviously, again, my way is not the right way, even though I'm telling you that it's fine to have different beliefs, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. But anyways, obviously feel free to believe what you believe. If you believe that everybody should believe the same thing, then you keep believing that. That's fine. But this is what Abraham Hicks has to say about it. So, flawed premise 4. I have come here to live the right way of life and to influence others to the same right way of living. And what feels right to me must be the right way of living for all. Okay? This is where humans get a little bit fucked up. Okay? That's the flawed premise. Okay? That there is one right way of living, right? And this is why we fight. This is why we get into arguments. This is why a lot of people are suffering. So, okay. And it says, actually, the opposite was your intention. You say, I will go forth into a sea of contrast, and from it, more ideas will be born. Okay? And you understood that joyous expansion would be born from diversity. Okay? Rob says Brit Joy. I love that. Brit Joy here. Maybe I should call myself that. So, okay. Yeah, the flawed premise, my group's, our way of life is the only correct way, therefore all other ways must be stopped. So, it's not true. You knew that this world is big enough for everyone to create their own desires, and you were not worried about being hindered by your observation of their creations, even if you did not like what you saw. So even if people are doing stupid shit that you think is totally fucked, you knew that wouldn't affect you, okay? In your creation of your life. Because you knew that you had the power to focus upon what is wanted. And so ridding your world of your personal unwanted was not necessary. Okay? So you can allow people to do what they're doing, even if you disagree with it. Okay? And you were not put on this earth to make them believe in your right way of living. And the sooner that you can accept that, the sooner you can have wonderful, harmonious relationships with everybody and live in a lot more joy, you guys. Because they're never going to convert to your way of believing. Unless they decide one day, hey, I'm going to convert to that way of believing. But it's not going to be because of you. Okay? But what can happen, though, too? So I don't want you to just think that there's no point to ever talk to anyone ever again. That's not what I'm saying. You can, from your place of alignment and joy, have a considerable influence on other people that they wonder what it is that you're doing, and they do want to listen to you and hear from you. Okay? But only from your joy. Not if you're yelling at them and screaming and saying, my way is the right way of belief and you better believe it. Then they're just going to be like, go away. Or they're going to fight back and say, no, my way is the right way. Okay? But from your place of joy and alignment, people are going to wonder, hey, what's she up to? Or what's she on? I want some of that. And that's the only way that you can ever really convince anyone of anything, is just by being so solid in your own joy that other people want some of that. But the people that are going to want some of that are going to be people that are already sort of on their way to joy. You're not going to be able to like go around the most like miserable, depressed people on earth who have like been on antidepressants their entire life and believe that life is like so shitty and hopeless. You're not going to be able to go around those people and wake them up to joy right away. That would take some steps, and the steps would need to be taken by them, not you. So this, like, you can only reach people who are sort of near to you, right? Like in vibration, okay? Because people that are not near to you in vibration aren't going to hear a word that you're saying. So the best thing to do if you're trying to attract anyone into your life is not to like go out picking them, like looking for them. It's just to be you wholeheartedly, and the people that align with your vibration, your joy, or what you believe are gonna just find you. And you don't have to like shove it in their faces. You can just be you, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's me too, right? If that makes sense. Does that make sense, you guys? Sam says, I convert and believe in your joy. Okay, I've converted one, so it does happen. But I'm sure, Sam, you were already on the frequency of joy a little bit, or nothing I would say would make any sense to you, right? So you're not for everyone, okay? You are not for everyone. And don't be upset when people violently disagree with what you're saying, too, because that's actually a really good thing. It's showing that you're being polarizing, which is really good when you're building an online community. You want the people that aren't your ideal clients to be very pissed off with what you're saying, because that shows how powerful your message is. And then the people that do resonate with you will be like, oh my God, I love her and I just can't get enough of her. Okay? Hi, Nadine. It creates this effect of like the people that love you just love you. And the people that hate you are just like, she is so fucked. Like, get her away. Like, she's insane. And that's exactly the response that you want when you're building an audience online. But that's just for my online people right there. I mean, I guess you could use that in real life too, but I don't know how. Hi, Oksana. What's up, girl? So yeah, it's a really good thing when people disagree with your message, because that means that you're doing something right. You're saying things that people are probably afraid to say. And also, it can help you feel better too. Like, we don't all have to believe the same things. We don't. Like, we are free to believe what we want. It is a free world currently right now where we are. And maybe it isn't in some places because people don't understand this, and that's why wars happen and suffering happens and people are dictators and stuff like that. But here where we are right now, and if you're watching this video, you have the luxury of getting to believe what you want to believe, and just don't allow anybody else to ever make you feel wrong for that. Like, you know what's right for you in your soul. Love this message. I totally get that. Yeah, thanks, girl. You know what's right for you, and I don't know what's right for you. Okay, you can adopt some of my beliefs if it will help you feel better in your life. But for the love of God, if it won't make you feel better to adopt some of what I think, please don't take it on. I'm in no way trying to get everybody to start jumping on my train with what I believe. But I know that it has helped me a ton to know what I know and read these books and all the other 1,000 books on my bookshelf. It has helped me immensely because, like I said, that 15-year-old girl that I was, you know, when I was partying a lot and feeling like my life was so hard and that I had had just like such a traumatic, you know, upbringing, and poor me, and, you know, like life is meant to be suffering, and, you know, everyone suffered before me and everyone suffers around me, and I just want to escape that by taking drugs or drinking on the weekends with my friends. Like, I wouldn't have been able to hear my message today. Hi, Dave. But all of what I have learned from all of these books and all of these courses that I've done have helped me get to this place where actually I feel joy every day. I believe in myself. I know that I create my reality, and I know that I can create anything that I want with the power of my mind. So it helps me to believe that, and I've done it. I've done it for myself. I used to be quite miserable. I used to be on antidepressants when I was a teenager for probably a bit over a year, and then I totally went off it, and it was when I really started reading a lot of spiritual books and practicing what I teach now, and I've never needed those again. And, you know, not that nobody needs those. I'm sure they help many people, and I would never recommend anybody to, you know, not take them. If they like taking antidepressants, please stay on them. Like, it's fine. But for me personally, I found another way. And if it helps you, take it with you. Take what I teach. Take my courses. Take my instant healing course, where I'm going to be teaching my 5-step process to heal yourself. And we start Tuesday. We were going to start Monday, but I have a fully booked day Monday, so we're going to start Tuesday now. I'll post the link after. But take my course, because you know it will help you. Not if you don't agree with anything I'm saying. Like, I'm not here to convince you, and you're not ready. You are not ready for what I'm teaching, and that's totally okay. And, you know, everyone's journey is so unique, and that is beautiful. That's why life is so interesting and fun. So that's all I wanted to say tonight, you guys. Nadine says, you are a very bubbly person, that's for sure. Lol, I love chatting with you at the gym. You rock. You rock too, girl. And Nadine's an awesome trainer out in Abbotsford. Most of you probably aren't from Abbotsford, but she is amazing. Sam says, so beautiful, you healed your cough. Yay. Well, actually, it's so weird. I was coughing a lot last night. I feel like I might be about to cough right now, but yeah, I've basically been talking for 40 minutes and I have a cough, so it's great. Yeah, I've been having major soul transformations, you guys. Like, I am just so happy right now. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, I'm in a really, really good energy, and I'm so excited to share this method that I invented with you guys, this healing method, because it's so powerful, and I just know, like, I'm gonna help so many people with it. So we start Tuesday. I'm gonna post the link later. Message me if you have any questions, you guys. And there is a VIP option as well, where you can get some one-on-one sessions with me and 1 month unlimited coaching support as well. So yeah, you guys, that's all I wanted to say. So, you know, don't expect everybody to just believe what you believe, and actually know that it's a gift that they don't, because it makes the world interesting. And that's how expansion can be born, is from having different belief systems from the people around you. And you can have good relationships with everybody without needing them to believe what you believe. You can just love them and focus on what you have in common with them rather than what you don't, okay? And that is the secret to a happy, joyful life with wonderful relationships with people in it, which you are so worthy and deserving of, okay? So I love you all so much, and remember, you came for the joy of living. Whoa. Okay, bye.